These epic lead guitar tricks will help improve your lead phrasing, rhythm and timing, and playing licks between the chords. This is a fun way to play and practice. So grab your guitar and let's break it down. So let's look at the rhythm and timing of this first. For me, I'm looking at A minor, D major, and E minor. But I'm really have a right hand pulse here, hammering onto the root note with an open string. Then we add a little phrase there, but I'll break that down in a moment. For the A chord, the A minor, hammering from 5 to 7 on the D string, just hammering right onto that root note here in the 7th fret, and then having the open A. The other part to that is really resting your palm here, just to have a little muting. So you have a little pulse there. And we're going to use the same rhythm for all 3 chords. And for each chord, we'll add a little phrase. So 7, 5, 7, 5 on the G string, back to 7 on the D string. And we're going to do that same kind of movement for each chord. So the next chord's a D major. We have a D open string. We're hammering on from 5 to 7 on the G string this time. So with that the open string ringing, we're hammering on from 5 to 7. And I do it 3 times for each chord. This is variable though. So that little phrase for the D chord would be 7, 5, 7, and then 6 on the B string with a slight bend. And then back to 7. Then we go to E. The same thing, we have an open E right here. 5 to 7 hammer on, but on the A string this time. But with that open E there, and really chunk it, make it chunky sounding. So 7, 5, 7, 5 on the D string, back to the root note on 7 of the A string. So I'm going to leave a couple minute loop of this backing track so you can practice these ideas at the end of the video. But another great way to practice this is just using a metronome. I got it set at 120 beats per minute. And you get the point. But I use the Hendrix chord there as a turnaround chord before it goes back to the A again, which is just 7 on the A, 6 on the D string, 7 on the G string, and then adding this raised 9, they call it, 8th fret of the B string. So we can easily improvise over this with the A minor pentatonic scale. But if you're ready to move forward, we're going to add a couple notes to this scale to really make it come alive. So the first note we're adding is a B note. starts to really give it that minor sound. And the next note, we're just going to add a F sharp note. So if you add those two notes to the A minor pentatonic, you have the A Dorian scale. We're not going to get deep into modes in this lesson, but just know that you're playing the Dorian mode if you play those two notes. And this scale is all over the fretboard. I just showed you in this little block of notes here. But check this out. So let's break down this lead line that gives that A Dorian vibe to it. So on the B string, sliding up from 13 to 15, and then hitting 17 on the E string, then 15 to 13 slide down on the B string, hitting 15 on the E, and then hitting 13 to 12. All together. The next one, so sliding up from 8 to 10 on the B string, and then hitting 12 on the E string, sliding from 10 to 8 on the B string, hitting 10 on the E string, and then hitting 8 to 7. Landing on that F sharp note. And then try a half bend right here. And rock it back and forth. You're really just going. And then walk down from 5 to 7 on the B, 5 on the G string, slight bend, and then 7 on the root note there, on the 7th fret there, on the D string. I'm going to leave a couple-minute loop of this backing track right after this. It's really addictive. You'll want to just keep improvising over it. Happy jamming, everyone.